So you're going to finish your pant leg, overlock your edges. If you're finishing at home, a zigzag is okay. Just make sure your edges are finished. And going back out to the right side of the pant, I have my belt loops attached. You don't need to watch me attach them, but just to review where they should be placed. If you're doing the ladies' pant, I'm putting them on the first tuck, so that way they'll be equally spaced on the garment. And then on the back, I'm putting them just inside the dart. All right, so you place these in this downward position, and I'm going to start with turning the inside of this waistband out. Poke that out a little bit. And I'm going to start with it with the fly that's on top, right? So I'm going to sew a 1/2 inch around, all the way around my waistband. So we'll start here. Make sure before you do that you've stitched your pocket into place so it doesn't move on you while you're trying to attach this. Your seam allowances will go toward the back, and then your back seam is pressed open. So I'm just going to start on the wrong side, right side to wrong side. Okay? And all the pleats and everything are already placed. Now, if you're doing the man's pant, you don't worry about the pleat, but if your pant has them, you want to make sure they're secured. And you're going to sew a 1/2 inch on the waistband as you go. Side seam toward the back, presses toward the back because they're overlocked together. If you've butterflied it, then open the seam open. But if you did them the way I did together, then toward the back. Okay. Keep those belt loops in a down position for now. And then now when I get to center back, I'm going to keep this open. Now the rest of the way I'm going over my pocket is already finished and so forth. I'm going to continue with this 1/2 inch seam all the way to where I get to this extension here. And if it's right, you should have about a 1/4 inch seam allowance here when you're done. So this part is tucked under. I'm going to go ahead and create this 1/4 inch seam. I'm not going to finish it right now. I'll show you the halfway. When you put this together, just like the cuff, the 1/2 inch seam allowance extends down and the top part folds back. So I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam right here. And this pattern fits if you've done all your seam allowances correctly, and it won't have an additional extension beyond that. So this will sew to here. And then this top part will come over like this and stitch all the way around. Now still these belt loops are loose. They're going to be, I'll show you on this side. This is going to fold over, and I'm going to start top stitching. I like to go the other direction on top, but edge stitching right there. So it catches the top of the pant clean, it catches the seam allowance, everything is sandwiched in there clean, and your final stitch is showing on the outside. Then your belt loop can come up like this, and you can bar tack it into place. Okay, and that will finish the pant. As far as your cuff is, or your bottom is concerned, when you do your pressing, this pleat right here, if you press this as a straight line all the way down the pant, it should center on your pant. So that's the way you get that crease. for a trouser. So it should align with that front tuck. And then you can do a hand hem, a top stitch hem. I don't care how you choose to do it. If you wanted to do a cuff, if it's a little long, you can give a nice deep hem, like by hand, maybe 2.5 to 3 inches, and then turn back and have a trouser cuff like that. So you just hand stitch it and turn it back and then tack it at the seams. All right, so those are your options for finishing. All right,